I guess you can say I've been personally and professionally impacted by gun violence here in Allentown. I've had the unfortunate privilege of standing with many mothers, fathers, and families at an open casket, usually of their son, sometimes their daughter, and mostly sons. I've dealt with having to help them through their grief and their pain, their sorrow, and the immediate aftermath of receiving the news that their son is not coming home or has been killed by gun violence. It's happened more times than I care to mention. The first funeral I did and officiated at was in 1995. I was licensed as a preacher, but not yet as ordained to pastor. I got the phone call that my father's sister's son, so my first cousin, was unfortunately trespassing and was shot multiple times by the owner of the facility. Here's what I remember. I remember walking into the funeral home, and I remember this experience vividly. His body was brought to the only black home in the city. I remember the smell of the room and the look of his body. He was not yet 30 years old. They dressed him in a white silk gym suit. And what is stamped in my memory in terms of how he looked and the smell was that he was shot so many times that the fluid leaked out of his body onto the jumpsuit. The funeral director tried many times to suture his wounds. He told the family that they had to wrap his body in plastic to stop the leakage from bleeding on the body.
Jesus.
I'm looking at him lying in the casket in a white outfit that the family chose. And I'm wondering why there are pink stains on this outfit. And he was shot so many times that the fluid, it couldn't stop itself from leaking. The funeral director had done the best that he could, but that liquid and the smell wouldn't go away. What I smelled in the air, the aroma in that room, smelled like rotten flesh. I'll never forget that smell. That was my first. You never forget your first, especially when it's family. And there have been many after that one. There are some things that are common across the board when a family buries their loved one after they have been gunned down. There are certain things I know to expect. You can expect uncontrollable weeping, the uncontrollable wails and weeps of mothers. Those are common. Every mother wails. Every father holds back tears because that's what they have been socialized to do. Every little brother and little sister want to jump into the casket. And there are certain scriptures that are read, certain hymns that are sang. You might often hear, "Blessed Assurance," or as a common comfort song, "Pass me not, O gentle Savior." Pass me not, O gentle Savior, hear my humble cry, while on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. We're singing, Savior, Savior, hear my humble cry, while on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. Then we say, let me to thy throne of mercy find a of sweet relief, kneeling there in deep contrition, help my unbelief. Savior, Savior, hear my humble cry, while on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. There could be gang members who want to seek revenge. Oftentimes, the pastor is preaching the eulogy, comforting the family, addressing issues of retaliation, and more. As caregivers, we aren't afforded the opportunity to grieve because we want to make sure that this corner doesn't go up in flames. But I do what I can to support the family. I maintain composure while I'm officiating. I try to stay present with the family. I decompress after. I have a therapist and a pastor who I talk to about anything that is going to linger in my mind or my memory that will have an adverse impact on me. But I am human. There are moments that are just painful. Some of these murders, they are young people that I didn't know, but I couldn't help but cry because of seeing the mother cry. The death of gun violence causes so much emotional collateral that it's hard to quantify. Our physical death is the inevitable end to life on this side. Dying by gun violence is an unnatural path to an inevitable destination. That's what gun violence is. Most of us want to die in a warm bed after having a good meal, saying goodbye to our relatives, and in no pain. Death by gun violence robs the family of the dignity of death. Children aren't able to say goodbye. Mothers and fathers aren't able to say goodbye. There is no gun violent death that happens without pain. The death may be quick, but it will always be painful.